Hello and welcome to another ALTTPR daily race. Today we are going to have a Enemizer setting race between Furious Magic, Scupula, Rai, and Surge. I'm Zethno and I'm joined here by Lanabine. How are you doing tonight?
Doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Doing great. I'm happy to see Enemizer. Enemizer is one of those settings where there really isn't that much changed in the game in terms of where you can go or what you can do, but it can create some absolutely ridiculous scenarios of those enemies.
Absolutely. Everyone loves a helicopter. Among other things, it's fun to see some troll from the scene.
Yeah, the last one I had, you walked into Eastern Palace and you got hit by a roller that did about, I think it was like 6 or 8 hearts of damage and just insta-killed everyone that walked into it early. So everybody had a little bit of fun with that. Hopefully our runners don't end up in something so crazy. Why is there a glove in Link's house? Okay, what a start. Everybody but Furious Magic has a glove.
Furious Magic gets the $50 though, at least.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a disadvantage to anyone who's new. Furious Magic will be going there at some point. We had a red crystal at Hera, a pendant at Eastern, and I have no idea at Desert.
I think it was a crystal, and I think Eastern was vanilla green. I think.
Eastern, I thought it was. I didn't think it was green, but yeah, we got 35 people in chat. Hey, somebody tell us what you saw. We are keeping an eye on chat, so.
Okay, getting a lumberjack check at less than a minute. It's a heart piece.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that was a piece of heart. Well, there's the guard with a little cannon. So I guess the big thing here is, what does Enemizer mean? You want to take that, Lanabine?
Absolutely. So, enemies are shuffled among the entire game, so you're not going to find a lot of vanilla. Oh, there's a fire rod for Scupula at the dam. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was about to jump in there. That fire rod's a pretty big choice. Or choice? Pick up. But yeah, let's keep going with what Enemizer is.
Absolutely. And on top of that, the bosses are all shuffled as well. So just like the regular game, there's going to be all the bosses available generally. And the only thing is that there are still 3 of the bosses that are randomly chosen as doubles. So you could get 2 Trinexes. You can get 1. It's hard to say.
Yeah, there was a nice little Lionel there on Scupula's screen. Scupula going a very interesting route here, going with Agina first. This is an unusual route.
It's a little bit aggressive, but, you know, if you find a sword or a moon pearl there, a lot of people put off that Agina check, and that could pay off in some situations. Unfortunately, just a heart piece there.
Yeah, I mean, if you find something there, it's absolutely huge, but it just feels like it's a low chance at reward play, because a lot of the time that could be nothing, right up until it's something you absolutely need.
Now, speaking of sword, Furious Magic gets one from Blindside.
Oh, Blind hiding a sword so that we can defeat Blind. How nice. Thank you.
And we also have Surge in the back of Escape. Nobody else is back there.
Ooh, mirror
that's a
Surge there. That could be important.
That's a good find.
That's one of those. It's important to finish the game, but it's also just such a nice quality of life item. Just to be able to reset a dungeon whenever you feel like it is really advantageous, so you don't have to worry about death warping all over the place.
Exactly. Plus, it could be required for your hero access, or, you know, eventually Swamp Palace.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, okay. So, Flute is in Kakariko Village. So, Furious Magic finds it. Scupula and Rai about to find it. And Surge should find it soon. But everyone's going to activate it pretty quickly because they find the Flute right next to the activation location.
The best location for a flute, right in Kakariko.
It's wonderful when you find a flute and a bottle before you even leave. So you have that moment of, okay, I'll just clear this whole area and I just won't come back until I can do Smiths. Unfortunately, no bottle yet.
At least you guys
Wait, hold on! Why do we have 4 chickens in Chicken Hut?
That seems vanilla.
This is Enemizer!
Lift the
Chickens
pot.
are enemies by the game's logic. We should have had 4 different enemies. We could have had 2 Lionels, a ball and chain guard, and something else ridiculous in there to stop them from going through there. Why do we have 4 chickens?
Rando's gonna rando, my friend.
Yeah, but the last time I commentated an Enemizer, we had 4 chickens in Chicken Hut.
Well, maybe the ease of the Chicken Hut will bring something fierce later on. We'll see.
From now on, no more Enemizers for me. Every time I commentate Enemizer, we get 4 chickens in Chicken Hut. And I always want to comment on that because that is the most fun room, in my opinion, in Enemizer, just because it can absolutely wreck you early. And we got nothing.
Oftentimes, red guards or something are in there, and you just have nothing.
Oh, yeah, you normally walk in there. I mean, these runners at least have a sword. But normally you walk in there, no sword, no nothing. You got like 2 bombs in your inventory, and you walk in and see a Lionel, a red guard, and something else, and you go, nope, I'm getting the heck out of this room. But no, these guys got 4 chickens. I'm being told by chat to stop commentating Enemizer. I haven't commentated a race in like 2 months. This is just my luck. I'm sorry. I promise next time to hope to get better bad luck for the runners, and I apologize for the runners that get it. Okay, so Furious Magic picks up that fire rod.
So, more things that are weird about Enemizer. Dark rooms are especially dangerous. Avoid at all costs unless you've got a lot of gear. Number 2 is logic doesn't change in the way you'd expect in some situations. Like, even if you have a lamp, Eastern Palace is technically not in logic without a bow. It's the weirdest thing even with a boss shuffle.
Yeah, so that creates a little bit of an interesting scenario. You're right in that the enemy rooms do require you to have those particular items. So if you have the bow lock rooms, logically you need the bow, even though these runners will likely just walk through them without it. A lot of people going through that mini Moldorm cave with actually 2 mini Moldorms and 2 mini Helmasaurs. So, is that just mini boss room now?
Just very mini in there.
Mini enemy 1 and mini enemy 2. You know, I'm looking at Furious Magic's screen with those enemies there. While they're Dark World enemies, that might actually be easier than walking through there with crabs.
So much money in Mini Moldorm Cave. Holy moly. And apologies, everybody. I completely forgot. Today as well, we are joined on Dragon from Lady Laura Linda and Kiff. Thank you both as much as anything else. Thank you.
For sure. The trackers are the silent heroes of our restreams because while myself and Lana Bean just get to sit here and talk about what the runners are doing, our trackers actually have to pay attention to every item found.
They make us look better, and I appreciate it.
Yep. The amount of times trackers in chat have resolved issues is pretty high. We do have bombs. Oh, that is a fun place on Rai screen for that little spark. But we do have bombs on Zora Ledge, so we're not going to have to worry about that.
And Scupulus trying Death Mountain rescue of Gary successfully got 2 Gary, but okay, so it's not too bad of a rescue here. That's pretty good.
The thing is, out of all the dark rooms, you did mention dark rooms and Enemizer are scary, and I 100% agree. They are absolutely frightening. Out of all of them, this is kind of one of the easier ones, just because a lot of the enemies are bats, and the bats are actually inside the wall. So there are a lot of enemies that actually can't get out of the wall. So when those bats get randomized, you actually can't get hit by whatever they get randomized to.
But there could still be big rollers among anything else in there. Lionels, oh gosh.
I agree. I mean, you get the wrong roll, you're in a lot of trouble. But a lot of the time, you're okay. Every once in a while, the game likes to have fun with you. But that's just Rando. Rando likes to have fun. Look, we as runners and commentators like to have fun, and I guess the game has to be able to have that too, right?
Absolutely. Looks like Fierce Magic going for the front of Escape. And there's a Hinox there. How you doing, Hinox?
That's not supposed to be there.
There's a Thief chasing Rai Rai.
You know, I'm okay with a Thief there. My least favorite thing is a large roller, because if you ever get boots and you dash out of the start there without thinking, you'll just insta-die early on.
Absolutely. And some other funny things can happen too. I mean, you could just run through some bushes and suddenly you instantly die because of the Lionel or the chain shop or like a roller just spawning right underneath you.
Yeah, as much as our runners are happy about it, I'm a little sad to see an early sword and an Enemizer seed. Just because I love watching our runners just walk into things not knowing what's there. Oop. Furious Magic, not having a lot of luck with that. Boomerang just decides to pick up the item by hand. We get a Death on Surge's screen. I wasn't looking. I'm going to assume that was a Death Warp. That is a nice spike trap on Scrupulous screen.
So for Surge got to Gary and died on the way back, so you're stuck in this area until you can leave.
Look at Scrupulous side here, though. Thief and spike trap right on that bridge. That's not a pleasant combination.
That's a hammer in Zelda's cell.
That is an important item.
So what are we going to get? A Moon Pearl in Saha Eastern area?
Or, you know, a lamp.
Or Tower of Hera?
And a cape. Our runners aren't going to like me for that, but...
Evil Shield.
Okay, so we're still stuck in Light World, basically. So for any kind of newer viewers, anyone watching this, what we're really looking for is a way to get into Dark World. So we're looking for either the Myths, or well, I guess we actually have Dark World access, so we're looking for the Moon Pearl. I take that back. I apologize. The Myths would be nice, though, either way.
One of our runners has that hammer, but nobody else has gone back to Escape yet. Looks like Scoopula could be going there, though.
Yeah, it's kind of an awkward place when you're doing an open seed. It's always available, but it's never pleasant. If you don't do it right off the bat, then just you have to come back at some time when you feel like you're running out of checks. Ooh, a Mimic.
Nice roller in the front of Hera.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at Furious Magic side and the Mimic there. Rai taking it up the mountain. Gonna follow Surge here. No one's got a hook shot, so there's no fast way. You gotta do this the intended route.
Okay, of course that hammer East Death Mountain is easily accessible now, so probably our answer at this point. Could be Eastern, though. Or it could be that mushroom we just got from Tower of Hero. Thanks, game.
Yeah, well, I mean, as much as these runners don't want it, it could be in Hera basement. Let's see what this item is here. Okay, now I think we're fine. I think there's nothing left in here. We're just gonna get the crystal.
Yeah, got a mushroom, got a cape. So that's another piece of Aga. So the issue is that short of Moon Pearl being on Pyramid, they're in good shape. It's fine.
Now that you've said it, we're going to get Moon Pearl on Pyramid.
I said nothing.
I've said a lot of things that could jinx these runners, but I didn't say that. Here we go, our first boss fight of the game with Surge and Rai on the same screen.
And it's vanilla.
Yeah, it's Enemizer. We have 4 chickens in Chicken Hut and Moldorm in Hera. Game, did you forget we're supposed to randomize certain rooms?
I also caught a pendant at Thieves Town. Nothing else, though. Looks like our trackers, though, doing a great job. Looks like we have a pendant at TR.
I didn't even see the map check. Oh, Rai defeated Moldorm long before Surge, but Rai got it in there way later. But we have synchronized crystals being held up.
Crystal number 1 for any runners, 15.5, a little below. But it looks like our 3 pendants are Eastern, Green, TR, and Thieves Town. Our 2 5/6s are Meyer and Hera. So we do have a 5/6.
Ooh, Turtle Rock being a pendant is something you're always happy to see as a runner. It just removes a significant potential for that Ice Rod.
There's the
Might
Moon
still
Pearl.
be important, but not always. Well, Moon Pearl. Did I look away? Where?
The mushroom. Both
it was the mushroom. You called that. You mentioned maybe it was the mushroom, and it was the mushroom.
But here's the thing. 2 of our runners have a hammer. Those 2 runners will take a while to turn in that mushroom, but our 2 runners who got the Moon Pearl may take a bit to get that hammer.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting seed all around. Hold on, actually, that's a good point. Where was that mushroom? In Hera.
It was in Hera, yeah.
But where in Hera? Which does anyone remember what? Do you remember what chest it was? Maybe one of our runners.
Yeah, it was the chest right below the big chest. It's not in basement.
Oh, just below the big chest. I was gonna laugh because if it was in the big chest, I feel like that would just be like vanilla once removed.
Well, the cape could still be a thing. Like let's play a little game here. Let's say the 2 runners that have the hammer decided to go to East Death Mountain and suddenly got a hook shot and ignore the big key. I don't know. But no, Hera is pretty much straightforward this scene.
No, I'm just laughing about the fact that Moon Pearl's normally in this dungeon, and had Mushroom been in the big chest itself, it would have just been like once removed from where it was supposed to be in the first place.
That's true. Well, it did have a cape. Oh my gosh! Sequence broken mitts for Rai at Waterfall Ferry.
Sorry, what was it? Oh, glove?
Yeah, mitts. Flipper locks.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, we don't have Flipper, but I doubt these runners are going to have an issue with that. If you're learning this and you're a new runner, Fake Flipper is a nice, easy glitch. It'll get you into the glitches that you need to know, and it's quite easy to pick up. I think it's almost every runner's one of their first glitches.
And we do find out the entrance to Misery Mire we have. That is Quake.
Fake.
And Ether located at Spiral Cave without boots.
Big thing is now, where's Bombos? As Bombos is really the most helpful thing in Enemizer, because really it's I don't like what Enemizer did with this room. I'm just going to kill everything all at once.
There's blue mail, so that's not horrible in a boss shuffle and an enemy shuffle. It's
Oh,
horrible.
that's absolutely wonderful in enemy shuffle.
It's horrible in a damage shuffle seed though, which this
It
is
definitely can be.
not. Yeah.
But it's one of those, like, that's one of the things that really isn't too bad. That a lot of runners don't necessarily need that extra armor, but when you're an Enemizer and you walk into a room and you run into unavoidable damage, it's always nice to have that extra mail.
And we did get our first bottle from Paradox. Okay.
I'd say lower or upper, but I actually wouldn't know which one you're talking about.
Right. It's the one you climb the stairs and get the five it's the 5 chests above, I guess.
The 5 chest room, not the 2 chest room. That's great.
Correct. Furious, though, picking up that moon pearl.
That's important. Okay. So now we have 2 runners with Moon Pearl, but only one of them has Hammer.
Now from Rai's side, we gotta find out if Desert is boots locked or not.
That's always a nice thing to find out.
Well, if Desert's not boots locked, then boots could be almost anywhere, unfortunately. Oh, hi, Chain Chomps.
That's not the worst location for a Chain Chomp.
That's a bottle.
Yeah, I was going to say, that wasn't anything too important. It feels important to Rai because it's a bottle, but we know there's a bottle available outside of that. Oh, wow. Okay. That wasn't a pleasant room for Rai there. A Lionel and a thief running at you at the same time.
Sounds like the beginning of a joke.
A Lionel, a thief, and a mini Moldorm walk into a room.
Okay, well, we have a very beatable, though not logic, Desert Palace. Well, theoretically beatable, I guess. This is a boss rando too, so you never know. But as always in these seeds, the compasses do show you which boss it is for the dungeon you're in. However, compasses have the nasty habit of spawning on the bosses themselves.
I like that chat's having a conversation about Paradox Cave. Hey, there's the Bombos! Furious Magic picking up the last medallion. But chat's having a conversation about determining upper and lower in Paradox Cave, just because everybody gets that confused. And no matter how many times I see the description, I know exactly what it is, I forget about 10 seconds later.
Now that's medallion percent, so TR will be accessible, unfortunately, for the runners.
Yeah, but we don't have Ice Rod, so it's not horrible. And
But
we won't need to find Ice Rod, which is much more pleasant.
It depends on where those Trinexes are.
You know what? You're right. It's boss rando, so we might need that Ice Rod. I say that and forget that it's boss rando because this is an Enemizer seed. Not that you would know that there's still a wall master in that room, and Surge is in a room that's got half vanilla enemies. Although I don't remember Helmasaur being on sand like he is on Rai's screen.
He's just like bathing in the sand, and Rai's just there going, no, we gotta take at him. Sorry.
So the big question is, we might get to see what's behind Skullwood's boss here. Are we going to see Helmicopter? Are we going to see Moldorm that absolutely does not understand how to use belts? Or are we going to see something less interesting?
Now, unfortunately, with Rai's discovery, chances of Helmasaur in Skull has dramatically reduced.
There are still 3 bosses that could be here, or doubled up, so it is possible that it's still here. This is always the fun boss to see. What do we see on Furious Magic screen? Oh, that's not great.
Technically beatable. Technically. Plus, they do take damage from the spikes, so that could be worse.
Well, the one nice thing is, hey, look, the belts are gone.
Furious, you cannot damage Cold Stare Puffs with a fighter swing.
But we do have a hammer, which could help. We have Fire Rod. We had a bottle. This is potentially, this is doable.
Okay, Cold Stare
Look at
down. Dungeon number 2 for Furious. Well done.
Yeah, that was extremely well done. Didn't even need to pull out the hammer. Just did it with the Fire Rod, with the assistance of some spikes.
And our bottom runner still without the hammer. Or wait. Yeah, Ray's sequence broke the myth, so Ray's in Dark World illegally, but it's fine.
You know, that particular sequence break, although it is an extremely common one, a very normal... Okay.
That was a hook shot.
That was a hook shot on Scrupulous side. I'll get back to that in a second. Although it is an extremely common sequence break to go over to the bridge and the fountain to see what's there, those myths could cause Rai a problem because it could be quite a while before they have a chance to go back to the castle. But that hook shot makes a pretty big difference over on Scrupulous side.
And Furious about to get that as well.
It doesn't provide too much because they have Mirror. They already have access to Right Side Death Mountain. It helps a little bit with Swamp, but it's just nice to have all around.
Oh, Furious gets picked up by the Hand of Doom. That being said, I think the only boss we cannot take out right now is Trinex between these runners. No! Furious, go back! Oh, thank goodness.
Okay. Did he forget that it was there? Oh, you know what? He walked out and walked back in just to get the reset point. Now that entrance is the Wallmaster point, or the Mirror point to come in and out. Yeah, see right here, Mirror and walks out. It was all intentional. We simultaneously have 3 frozen runners.
Well, on Rai said
nothing on the... Oh, sorry, continue.
Oh, no worries. I was just going to say we got to see what's on the big game.
Let's see, what's the dirty object buried underground here? Oh, that's an important item buried underground. Dust off that dirt, but we have a bow.
Well, it's a good item for Enemizer.
That's a good item overall.
And it is required for pod, so definitely a good find.
We're gonna need it eventually. Surge over there in Eastern, it is a green pendant. So it's not necessarily required, but it could have something important. And if it does, this could be a very big item for Surge.
That's powder for the hammer that Surge does not have. Ew.
I mean, powder could lead to something at Magic Bat. That is a very interesting dark room right there.
Oh, and Surge paying the price. Go to escape, Surge. Go to escape, right.
Wait a minute. Who's the second runner with hook shot? We have 2 runners with hook shot, right?
Furious and Scupula. Yeah, they both went into the skull.
Okay, Furious has it. Sorry, it's just Tracker must have eaten an input. I was just confirming.
Oh, good. I think actually Scupula did leave short of fighting. Oh, there's our first Trinex in Thieves Town.
Of course. Hi, Trinex. Nope.
But it's a pen in Thieves Town.
Ah, so just leave anyway. The question is, do you do back, knowing you can't do the boss?
It depends on how many items you get out of the front. If you get 1 item out of the front, I'd say yes. If you get 2 or more, now see ya.
Got a big key. I'm not quite sure what the first 2 chests were. We got flippers. Those myths are now in logic.
That is required. Okay, because Swamp. And, of course, myths. And Scupula is going to dig further into Thieves Town. And Surge exactly where they need to be. And right, just sequence break and it's fine.
Oh, on the note of items, I think Fierce Magic does have a glove as well. Even though it's not up right now. It would have been impressive to get the Dark World without it.
Here's a Master Sword from Johnny Two Bombs Cave. And otherwise pretty tame.
Master Sword's very nice for these runners. Enemizer, the better the sword you can get, the better. Really, just there's so many enemies that can get in your way, and the better your sword, the better chance you can actually defeat that enemy.
So interestingly, Furious Magic and Scupula are both going to be able to do Swamp Palace.
Yeah, our top runners are pretty synced on their items. Furious Magic has that ether that Scupula doesn't, but otherwise they're pretty synced. That shield really doesn't matter.
And something I didn't notice earlier, there was a sword on Hylia Island. Right now has Tempered.
Okay. Having Tempered is wonderful. That's all you need. If you have enough experience in this game, like just that's plenty. Scupula just died in Thieves Town Attic without getting the chest.
Okay, Surge Sequence broke the myths, but still dug for that item that they knew they were missing. Did get rewarded with that hammer, where Rai is going to take a bit to get there. A question from chat. Are we just missing Red Cane between all the runners? Answer is maybe.
Ice Rod could be a potential depending on where our second Trinex shows up. And, I mean, Lamp is logically required, though most of our runners probably don't need it.
Okay, Rai, you need a mirror, my friend. You've got it out. Good. All right, Rai is going to go get that hammer.
Important decision here. Very well done. Furious Magic gonna pick up that second sword.
But ignoring a hype cave for sword 3.
It's not something that he'll miss long term, so we'll see it soon enough.
True. I guess Swamp is technically a thing for Furious. There's those myths.
Yeah, it's always a nice little upgrade. Just helps you route around. So we are on Enemizers, so that's the one thing to keep in mind. But overall, yeah, we can get through a lot of these dungeons here.
Yeah, Samaria lacks Mire, but otherwise, short of a Trinex at a dungeon like Thieves Town, which we know it is, we could beat just about almost anywhere here.
I could see some of our runners start trying to focus these dungeons, knowing that they have enough items to finish them. Just start knocking off dungeons and just hope you don't run into a Trinex along the way.
So I fully expect Scoopula to go ahead and go into Swamp at this point. Unless he decides to go check out that ice area. I believe Scoopula does know about that sword.
So Scoopula not going towards Swamp. Oh, maybe getting the sword?
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah. I mean, Tempered Sword is a pretty big upgrade over Master.
And
Having that, knowing that you have a level 3 sword, and they'll have to really worry about damage for the rest of the game.
Scoopula, nice. Do the rest of your flippers checks. Oh, nope. No.
Going over to Pod?
Looks like it.
So we do need that Cane of Samaria at some point. It's the one item that we absolutely know. Oh, Scoopula. That Murderdactyl decided to knock the monkey away. And
we also found out from Surge's side that the Bombos from Skullwoods, 100% required. Well, never mind. That's Turtle Rock. You don't want to find that. Never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't feel... Where Surgeons doesn't really feel like a place where you find something 100% required. But yeah, there could be something important there anyway, and we know it's available, so... What I was going to say is the only item that we know we haven't found that we know 100% is required is the Cane of Samaria. So I kind of want to put it to chat here. Where do you think it is? We got a lot of viewers here sitting with us. Let us know where you think that that Cane of Samaria is.
And I'm pretty sure at this point Pedestal's dead.
Ooh. Hold on. Why is there a chicken in Pod? I thought they were all actually in Chicken Hut. They're not supposed to be anywhere else. We found all the chickens.
Enemizer,
That's
please.
not how it works.
Play with that chicken, Scoopula. Heck yeah.
Oh, there's the chicken. Yeah, throws the chicken. So we have two guesses in chat for that cane. One in Mire, one in Ice.
Those are two pretty rough locations. Three pretty rough locations.
One in Pod. So somebody's just cheering for Scoopula here. Going, yeah, he's going to find the cane right here and we're going to be done. And chat just gets worse and says Spike Cave.
Well, we do have a cave. So Spike and we have a bottle, so Spike Cave is in logic. But Surge is giving us that answer right now.
We are getting that Spike Cave track. Let's see. Meanwhile, we have a third player fighting that Helmosaur in Desert, getting the kill, Furious Magic defeating a third boss, while Surge telling us there is only a vanilla piece of heart in Spike Cave.
I think Spike Cave, doesn't it have Blue Cane in vanilla?
Okay. For some reason I had piece of heart in my head. I could be totally wrong.
Either way, it's fine.
Okay, so Spike Cave today had a piece of heart. Well, we'll determine exactly what's in there in vanilla later. Oops.
I think they're going to find a lamp and swamp with that readily available, that is, honestly. And just a quick reminder as well, everybody. Don't forget to give our Forerunners a follow on their screen there. They're Fierce Magic, Scupula, Rai, and Surger. So give them a follow. Links are in chat. And while you're at it, give my Coco a follow as well. Doing a fantastic job hanging out with me. We also got Lady Laura Linda and, pardon me, and also Kif on tracking.
Fortunately, Rai takes the death in Skullwoods. Not a long way back. You're going to lose very little time. I didn't realize that spike trap was there the first time we saw a few people go through there. That's a rough place for a spike trap game.
And also, Scupula, not something you say every day. Gets dead rocked in pod and gets butter.
There are like 3 rollers in a row here in pod, by the way. Thankfully this roller here actually goes off screen. I was a little worried because if it didn't, that's a very small path for a roller. Furious Magic picks up a sword there in Hype Cave. Gets that tempered.
Looks like a bunch of mini Halmas are in Dark Maze.
We have Rai fighting that Cold Stare fight with Tempered Sword instead of Fighter Sword. You can see how much easier that fight is when you tier up twice on your damage.
Well done. Dungeon number 3 for Rai.
So we have 2 runners at 3 there on the left side of the screen and 2 runners at 1 on the right side of the screen. Which is weird, because most of the time we've been talking about Furious Magic and Scupula having almost the exact same items through a lot of the game. I guess that's what roading does.
Okay,
those dungeons.
Swamp Palace gonna give us something, probably a lamp.
There are a lot of checks in Swamp.
Yeah, there are. And plus, well, Ice Palace is available too.
Swamp is one of those dungeons that's really annoying to complete, but actually has quite a few items that you can get out of it.
And just like any other mode nowadays, everyone refusing to go to Swamp without the cane. Not Swamp, pardon me. Well, Swamp kind of, but Ice Palace more so.
Ice. Yeah. Swamp without the cane is a little annoying, but you can kind of deal with it. But yeah, Ice Palace without the cane is just a tad annoying. Then the problem is our runners probably haven't practiced their Ice Palace bomb jump in a while, and they have to remember where to stand for it.
That's assuming a hand doesn't want to come down and grab you while you're trying to do it.
This is Enemizer. Yep, that could be a thing. Meanwhile, Surge going into a boss fight here. We're going to see another Cold Stare in Skullwoods fight. We actually needed to get some extra magic. We ran out of magic before defrosting Cold Stare.
Unfortunately, misses a couple of fire rod shots. Blue Mail, though. Smack those puffs into the spikes. You're in good shape.
Yeah, but we're back to a fighter sword fight like we saw earlier. Instead of that tempered sword, very quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're done.
Oh, Lordy, be careful, Surge.
1 heart. Surge, you can do it. 1 puff left. There it is.
Had it the whole time. Easiest of games.
Completion. Easy fight. Yeah, easy
We also have a Vitrios hanging out in Palace of Darkness.
I think this is our first person there.
No,
Nice to
stupid
see that we
luck.
saw Vinny.
Oh, down to one eyeball. Gets hugged.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Okay, left side swamp, you paying out, or are you gonna not be good? Oh for 1.
Well, the one interesting thing is we've seen 4 different bosses. We've seen the bosses of 4 dungeons, and none of them have repeated yet. So, anytime you walk into a dungeon, you can find a new boss right now.
Well, we did get a vanilla big key location in Swamp. We'll see if it gives us something good. Can't be vanilla, but otherwise, eh.
This game's had a lot of vanilla so far. A little too much vanilla. We have a dark room on Scrupula's side.
Yeah, he's kind of going back through pod. Oh my gosh. Okay, basically left side swamp had a map, a big key that led to the compass. So left side swamp effectively had map and compass.
Isn't that the perfect skippable swamp if you actually go straight to the back?
It would be.
Let's see if anyone actually does that.
Oh, Bugnet, totally worth it. Alright, try number 2 for Scupula. This time pulling out that cape. Going to town on those eyeballs.
Not taking the chance. After everything that's happened. Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Well,
The spikes.
Yeah, the spikes kind of threw off the timing of the hit. Poor thing.
That's okay. We got the crystal.
Are we gonna have more vanilla in Swamp Palace?
And the boss fight is Armos Knights.
Not vanilla, but we have not had a repeat yet. It continues.
Oh, nothing. Thankfully, Furious Magic does have the bow.
So back at Thieves' Town.
Very unfun fight without it. And
Right.
there's a book.
Ew. But I think back of Thieves' Town would be a pretty evil spot for that Samaria, though.
Oh yeah, I guess. Did what were all those other guesses for? Yeah, we didn't have any more guesses on that. It was just all the dungeons, basically. Maybe that King of Samaria is on the book.
Could be.
Hold on. Where did Rai find an ice rod?
Chat.
In Thieves' Town, apparently. Oh, wait, Hookshot Cave? What? Okay, Hookshot Cave had ice rod. Okay, thank you to our tracker, Lady Laura Linda. Okay, that's an important item that everybody missed. Because we can defeat Trinex now.
Ew. Alright, so mainly important if Trinex is in GT at this point. Or on one of the locations we haven't seen yet. But like we pointed out earlier, we have seen one Trinex. There could at most be one more somewhere.
Yeah, the thing is that there's, three crystal bosses that could still be on. So it's definitely going to be in the back of our runners' minds going, oh, please don't be Trinex, please don't be Trinex. Except maybe Rai, who goes, yeah, I could deal with Trinex. What was the one boss? We know Trinex is in one of the pendant dungeons. Which one was it?
Thieves Town.
I didn't make that note. Okay, there we go. Now I got my notes for the bosses.
So at this point, the only bosses we have not seen are Argus.
Yep.
And I think Landmo? Is that right?
That would be right. I haven't seen either of them yet. Yep. No, we haven't seen Mothula either.
Oh, yeah, Mothula or Blind. Yeah, I'm missing a lot of bosses.
Yep.
Thanks, chat.
I'm tracking the bosses we have seen, but the process of elimination takes a little bit longer.
Was that our second cold stare?
Yeah, what dungeon is this?
Is this Eastern?
Ooh, both commentators looked away for a second. That's lovely. Okay, chat's saying yes, so let's... I believe chat. Chat wouldn't lie to us, right?
Never. Only when
Chat's
they
never
win.
lied to a commentator ever in the past of any chat.
Ever.
Okay, there's a green pendant. It definitely is Eastern. So yes, that means no more cold stare anywhere in the game. Now here's a good question. With green pendant in Eastern, Scupula's gonna go turn it in. What is it gonna be? Chat, you got 3 seconds.
Big 20.
That's not helpful, game.
Antioxidants. Well, Eastern's not even in logic. We don't even have a lamp. Well, I guess... Never mind. I'm thinking of Krusky's logic. I don't know. Was Big Key vanilla in Eastern?
I wasn't looking too closely at logic with the key in that dungeon.
There's our lamp. It's on the bat.
Okay, so Powder was in Hera?
No, that was Cape and Mushroom.
No, Mushroom was in Hera.
Found in some weird location. Was that Eastern? Ah, yes, chat confirming. Eastern, big chat.
Powder was in Eastern. Oh, so you were supposed to go into Eastern, get the powder, leave, and come back. Oh, a great game, thanks.
Two of our runners in Swamp Palace, one about to finish.
Yeah. Our Scupula has kind of caught up. We were talking about our left runners both being at 3 crystals and our right runners both being at 1, but Scupula's up at 3 now. Rai about to be at 4.
Right, and Furious about to be at 4 as well.
Yeah, it looked bad for Scupula, but as I mentioned earlier, Scupula's been pretty good about keeping up with everybody else so far. It's just a little bit of actually completing the dungeon that he was a little behind, but doesn't really make him behind in the overall scheme of things. Surge up at 2 crystals so far. Gonna go a little bit out of their way to get the purple chest done here. Surge trying to walk into Hype Cave with Purple Chest. Purple Chest saying, no, I don't think so.
Surge about to get there, Master Sword.
That's going to be a nice pickup. Man, Master Sword feels good when you've been on Fighter Sword for 54 minutes. Especially when you look at the other runners who are on gold tempered.
Alright, gonna get our first look into Ice Palace on my right side.
That'll be nice to see. What do we got here?
Alright, instead of a bunch of pet gators, I'm guessing we get shadow enemies or something.
Come on, Lionels? I haven't seen a full Lionel room yet. I'd like to see a room full of Lionels at some point. That's not a hard room whatsoever.
It's a little disappointing, not gonna lie.
That's a really disappointing room. There's really nothing in there. Half the enemies died upon entrance. Speaking of Lionels, Surge getting a little bit of trouble with that Lionel in the middle of nowhere. Where is that Cane of Samaria? So we had a bunch of guesses, but I think those guesses that chat gave us are pretty much all wrong.
The Ice Palace looks like the spot, honestly.
Could be.
Look what Scrupula's doing, though. Good news is, gets the bomb diver down. Bad news is, going to be supremely disappointed with the bomb diver down.
Yeah. It's such a wonderful thing to have right up until it gives you compass and map. Those mimics are walking through walls on Scupula's screen.
That's how they roll.
Yeah. I mean, there's a glitch to do exactly that. Not exactly where you're supposed to do it, but, you know.
Oh, Ether Tablet, another spot that the cane could be, but yeah, it's probably ice.
Oh, you know what? We're talking about all the items required. What if we have Big Key on Torch?
Yeah, I did want to bring that up. So, from what I'm thinking, the only thing that could be on pet at this point is the boots. And the only reason why that'd be required is because of the torch. So, statistically,
so pet is not dead.
It's probably fine. It's on life support. And there's Scupula's reaction to that compass.
Yeah. That's 2 runners now doing the entire left side for absolutely nothing. So far, we've also found nothing in Eastern Palace with Rai's adventure here.
Oh, that's right. That's not a cane game.
Well, it's going to be here, because this is, of course, the place where the cane always is when you can't find it. Right on the other side of where you would have liked to have used it, but it's just rupees.
It's $5. And Furious about to get that Ice Rod, which Thieves Town could be the play too.
Yeah, you know what? It's really not that important so far, but even if it's not used for the rest of the game, it gives the runners peace of mind. It means when you walk into that room and you find a Trinex, you don't have to freak out going, oh, no, where the heck is that thing?
And of note, in Hookshot Cave, we did find Sandcart. Not terrible.
Scupula finishing up that Armos fight, getting the book.
Now, Crystal number 4 for Scupula.
I want to know what the boss here is in Ice Palace on Rai's side.
I'm going to go with, based on what we've seen, our guess.
Drop down into a Trinex fight. Oh boy. At least Rai would have the Ice Rod for it.
It's a thing.
It's look, Trinex in ice is better than Trinex on ice.
True. And there's our Samaria hanging out on Ether Tablet.
Oh, okay.
So that's
It was
potential
on the boat.
Exactly. Potential go mode for Furious here at 59.10.
Could be. Right up until that big key is on the torch. The question is, do you start go moding things here? Under the assumption that it's not?
Absolutely. 100%. You kind of get chest along the way, but you don't get anything out of the way.
And what do you do when you see the big key on torch?
You hope it's in GT for the boots.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's that there's that moment. Oh, yeah, you can see right there. Furious Magic completely avoids the chest in Pengator room.
Alright. Rai takes out Mothula in Ice Palace. We did get Surge taking out the boss in Swamp.
Thanks for commenting on that. I completely missed. So we have Mothula now. So the only bosses we haven't seen are Lanmo and Blind.
And the only one we've seen
And
doubles
Argus.
of are Cold Stare.
So there's a lot that could be left still. We
So-
probably won't see the Trinax boss.
You never know. But Furious...
Well, as I said, probably. There's as you mentioned, we're in go mode other than the boots, so I doubt we see anyone walk into Turtle Rock unless we find the big key on torch and can't find the boots.
You know, Furious, all he has to do is finish this up. Go do Meyer. And that'll give us our answer.
Furious has a great position here. Got a good lead on everybody else for this exact moment. Not even in crystals, because the thing is, Rai actually has the crystal lead.
No, Furious actually is tied. Swan Palace is beaten, got that book. It's just not on the tracker.
It's just not on the tracker. I looked away for a moment. Okay, so they're tied, but still, there's a tie here. The big thing is that Furious Magic has that Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, no kidding. Scupula is running out of things to do. I can imagine that Ether Tablet coming up very quickly. Just gotta hope he decides to do that before going... Like, okay, Scupula can go up Death Mountain anytime he wants to, but you're not going to go up Death Mountain without checking Ether Tablet, so even if you get that Ice Rock, you're still going to get that Samaria.
Yeah, I mean, Scupula's road, we could see Eastern, we could see Skullwoods, because they're both completable right now. So we'll probably see those before we see any sort of Death Mountain play.
And Furious does get it. Crystal number 6, going straight to Meyer, no doubt.
I can't see why you'd go anywhere else. I'm very glad he went to Meyer, because I have no idea what he would have said after that. Meanwhile, Scupula gets the crystal in Desert, completes the top row of dungeons.
Okay, Scupula going for Magic Bat. So probably gonna get that lamp.
I mean, it's Enemizer, as we talked about earlier. Lamp and Enemizer is just nice.
It's wonderful.
Oh, that's not the item Scupula intended to use.
Just trying to wake the bat up, it's all good.
There's the lamp for Scupula.
Okay, Scupula, we need a mountain saving quit here. Oh no, Scapula, come on.
I mean, here's the thing. You
Oh,
got
that was.
Skullwoods and Ice Palace as available crystals.
Furious is in 100% go mode. That is boots.
Oh, beautiful. Where on earth was that? It must have been in Mire.
That was in the spike chest. He just picked it up. And it's a Godmire. Wow.
Okay, so about 104, Furious Magic is in go mode.
So if you go straight to the bridge chest then spike chest, you skip spike chest due to that big key.
Oh, that would be bad. Oh no. Hopefully you pick that up as a chest along the way, because, oh boy. It might not mean, like, it might not end your run, but boots just helps.
Yeah, GT with boots is nice.
It really is. Furious Magic, having a little bit of an issue finding the trigger, but finds it. Gets through the Dark Room.
Finds a mimic.
Well, that's not the worst enemy you can find in there, so that's okay. What took the place of the trap is the question. Didn't even kill anything, I don't think, so I don't know what was there.
Scapula.
We have two dark rooms, both on the left side of the screen here, so if you look, both our runners can't see what on earth they're doing.
And
Meanwhile,
Surge,
both our runners on the right side have lamps.
right? And Surge is the first one to give us our look into pod in Not in the Dark.
It's so much nicer when you can see where you're going, isn't it?
All right, Furious does make it through. Really, really out of magic though at this point. Gotta see what's on Mire Boss. If it's, oh gosh, with this amount of health, if it's blind, oh lordy.
Well, I was more wondering, what if it's Trinex?
Oh, that too.
That was my thought. Oh, it is blind.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no, you got a potion.
Okay, so the only boss we haven't seen yet is Lanmo. Yeah, the beautiful thing about having a potion in this room is that you can use your sword beams to hit blind for at least one of the phases.
Okay,
if not
everybody.
two of the phases. That was a well-fought fight.
Yeah, I think it's about time we start playing a little game. What do you think?
Yeah, why don't you explain it?
Chat, you know the drill. 1 to 22. Where's that big key? If it's on Torch, the other runners may be in trouble.
Okay, and the first guess is -4. Does that mean it's somewhere in... What dungeon were we? We were just in Mire. Does it mean it was in Mire?
Jiffy, please. All right, Furious first. Picking up a little replenishment of the potions there.
My guess has always been 8 every time I've ever been in chat or commentated, so I agree with Kid Your Face. Lanabine, what's your number?
Let's go early. I'm going to go with a 5.
5, okay. That -4 is cutscene chest of Mire, clearly. Okay. I can promise you that number's wrong. But I like the guess.
All right, chat. You have about a minute left to get your guess in. 1 to 22. Where's that GTP key?
As much as my guess is always 8, I'm kind of hoping it's on the Torch. I know Furious Magic has the boots already, but I'm curious to see what the other runners do. And I'm sorry to any runner who's playing this and watching this back. And for the record... Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just saying sorry, anybody.
I was gonna say we do have 4 runners on screen, but we do have 9 runners today. So there are 5 runners off screen. We have a total of 9 runners in our race today. We are featuring the 4 we have here, and once somebody here on screen finishes, we will discuss any potential finishes off screen. Meanwhile, Furious Magic first one into GT. Here it goes.
Got 6 seconds, chat. 1 to 22. Last minute guesses.
Oh, I mean, I kind of hope it's on Torch because I'm kind of hoping somebody skips the Boots chest.
And Furious giving us an immediate look. 1 to 22.
3, 2, 1. Is it number 1? It's not. It's rupees.
Alright, so other runners are fine, except not having Boots.
That's a little disappointing, but the odds are it wasn't there.
2 is a small key. 3 is the big
3.
key.
That was fast.
3. Yeah, no kidding.
We actually had a guess of 3.
Puzzle Secretary. GG to you.
It was in the first room. I mean, not counting the Torch. Oh, a little fast. I guess this game didn't want to keep our runners waiting too long.
Oh, the Enemizer GT climb. Where half magic and ether are your friend, except when you don't have half magic.
I mean, even bombos can be quite pleasant. You get a really bad room, and you literally just have a kill-all button. Where was ether that Scupula doesn't have it yet?
I cannot remember. I think we got it pretty early, though.
Yeah, we had it for a long time. Kind of why I'm wondering, where the heck did Scupula not check to get it? Because everybody else has it.
Everybody else got, I think, Bombos last.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's not Furious Magic. He picked it up somewhere else along the way. Ether and Spiral Cave, according to one of our trackers. Lady Laura Linda, thank you for that. Our other tracker, Cave, helping us out quite a bit today as well. I guess Furious Magic just never went to that side of Death Mountain.
Well, he's got to go up to Death Mountain at least once. But as of note, though, Furious Magic is the only one on screen with that Samaria, so... Okay.
Armos Knights being our first climb boss.
That is actually our second Armos Knight, so that's our second double.
Yeah.
So
the big question is, what's our last one? Will it be Lanmo, or will it be the double?
Well, it can't be Cold Stare, so it's probably Vitreous, knowing this game's evilness, but...
Oh, it actually can't be Lanmo up there, can it? Right?
No, it can't. It could be Vanilla, it could be... Normally it could be Helmosaur if we hadn't already seen 2. I think we have.
No, we haven't seen 2 yet.
Have we? Okay.
We know that Turtle Rock now had to have been Lanmo. So the doubles, the double that we saw was Armos Knights, and we saw a double of Cold Stare.
Okay, so it's either going to be, most likely, my opinion, Vitreous or Helmosaur or Vanilla.
Yeah. Based on all my luck, and every time I've seen something and I don't want something, it's going to be Vidi. But
Right, about to get there.
Yeah,
Reward
that was a nice spike. Enemizer can always be really fun with those spike and trap placements. What on earth is that snake on the right side on Furious Magic screen?
That poor rope. Oh, Furious
rope.
digging for silvers.
Yeah, silvers could be nice for that final fight, but...
And Furious is done checking. Oh, look, it's Helmasaur.
It's Helmasaur. Okay, well, I mean, hey, at least there's no big hole in the middle of this particular arena.
So the good news is it could be Ice Trinex. We'll just never know. Unless a runner goes full right.
I doubt we see someone go full right. It's been a while since I've seen someone go absolutely full right.
The ultimate DM strat.
Yeah, that was the DM strat. It's just that I haven't seen anyone do that in a while. There it is. Furious Magic takes down the second Helmasaur, does defeat the Moldrum 2 arena boss, and is headed to the final fights of the game.
And gets a vanilla big 20 for the reward as Right picks up the lamp.
I'd rather have the lamp than the big 20, but I mean, I guess at the point where Furious Magic is, the lamp doesn't matter. Okay, the big geometry test here. One hit. One hit. 1-1.
And Scipula may be digging mire before going up the mountain.
You heard it's at 1-1-1, so maybe that's just the plan here. Oh, I think that was 2, though.
So, for his play, Scipula is going to get rewarded with the boots. However, the boots are not lacking anything.
Yeah, because Scrupula is still looking. Oh, okay.
Surge, why did you save and quit?
I was more interested in Scrupula unlocking Mire and just walking away. But we're doing checkerboard first.
Surge, climb! Climb the mountain, no!
I mean, this is still okay. We're going to complete the Crystal Dungeon first on Surge's side. This makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, Furious Magic going to take on Ganon. We are already in phase 3. More hits, and we're good.
Now comes the spin to win portion of our show, everybody. And Silver's in the tower. What a shock. With what we had left, that's really not a shock.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably their internal rock overall. And GT has way more items, considering we got 3 before the big key.
There we go. Big Pig down, chat. You know the drill. Get your GGs in chat for Furious Magic.
Yeah. Completing the game at an official time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 34 seconds. Furious Magic does finish first on our restream and first overall in our race.
GG's to Furious. 119. An amazing time for an Enemizer.
And we are also joined by Furious Magic. Welcome.
GG's.
Hey, GG. That one went pretty well, I gotta say. Finding boots for that measuring my big key. Thank you.
Yeah, we're thinking if you went the other way, you would have skipped it, I think.
Yes, I would have. I've recently started doing spike chest over bridge chest because if it's just in spike chest, then that's less transitions. So that's why I went there first.
So, quick note here: Scrupula is in Mire right now, but does not have King of Samaria yet, so is checking everything. Rai just entered Mire right now and is about to make the decision on what chest to go to first. Rai goes to spike chest first. So gets the boots. Okay, just sorry, but we had you joined right at the moment where we had two runners debating this.
Oh yeah, no worries.
So the only other thing you did not find that the other runners did was the lamp.
Okay, yes, where is that? Please tell me.
Little bad.
Where's the powder?
Hera Big Chest, or south of Hera Big Chest.
No, that was
the chest in there.
It was. I thought it was.
No, that was mushroom. Sorry,
is it in ice? Is it in ice? Because
Eastern.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I keep missing. Today I'm mixing up where mushroom and powder are. I wonder why. Those two items, it's almost like they share a slot in the game.
Yeah, almost. Yep. Well, I mean, that mushroom was pretty important. I'm also pretty happy I immediately turned it in instead of going to Eastern because, that was an option, but we had a flute. I wasn't exactly thinking about saving the mushroom for fake powder. I just wanted to buy a bottle for magic backup and whatnot, but the pearl was just right there, so I was also pretty pleased about that. The only, I guess, scene I was a bit annoyed about was Swamp Palace. Doing left side swamp for the map and the big key, and then that big key turned into the compass, so that was a bit unfortunate, but I mean, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many other... I know at least one other runner on screen has done that. I didn't quite catch what the other two did, but that seems to be a common decision. Everybody went to left and probably wasn't happy with it.
That's very interesting, actually, because in Enemizer, you sometimes get some setups for that diver down where it's just almost impossible to pull it off. So that's why in Enemizer, most people will keep caution and not do diver down. In this scenario, we were able to do just fine, but there are situations which it's just so annoying that you would just rather do it the normal way and whatnot.
Yeah. You're actually the only runner who didn't complete Eastern Palace, which is what happened at the lamp, but you're actually the only one that didn't grab green pendant.
Right.
Is there any thought towards going to that side?
I mean, once I got Moon Pearl, I got Dark Worlds. And then once I finished Pod, I had Ice on the table, also Darkest Mountain on the table. So I was not going to Eastern at all.
Well, I think that saved you a lot of time, which probably is one of the reasons that put you ahead of some of these runners as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure.
So in terms of Enemizers, would you consider this a pretty friendly scene?
Yeah, we had a sword really early. Blue mail was pretty early. I never got powder, but if powder's available, that's also a pretty nice backup. I only got one bottle. I don't know if anyone has any other bottles, but
Nope.
No, really. Oh,
Everyone's
okay.
got one.
All right. I mean, I think in terms of like my comfort with Enemizer, it was all right. It was definitely manageable. Obviously, the GT climb that could have gone better. I did not want to burn my potion there, but that's what happened, and it did save me because I would have died to Helma if I didn't do that. So, no, yeah, just overall, I got enough safeties to finish the run, so I'll take it.
Yeah, it felt like there was no point in the run where you got really kind of put in position where the enemies got really rough or had any sort of extreme unfortunate position for you.
Oh, and also early, yeah, Cape and Hair was also nice, I guess, for like getting through rooms that were rough and whatnot.
What is Scupula doing?
He was thinking about going in. He wanted to go independent TR without the Samaria, which he's about to get, actually.
Yeah, I was just wondering, Scupula just opened up the TR portal, but has no way to get into TR.
Okay, of note though, Rai second to pick up 7 crystals on the way to GT.
Yep. Surge is still looking for that can of Samaria. Scupula just picks it up. But Surge also hasn't done Desert yet. So we have a little bit of time there still.
So besides Left Side Swamp, was there any other decisions you kind of question about that you made during the Seed Furious?
No, I think everything seemed pretty straightforward. I'm pretty happy with all my decisions. Obviously, you can just, after the book, you can just maybe go up the Darkest Mountain, be like, okay, let's just go up there now, before Pod, before Ice, and see if you can, snipe the Cane or the Ice Rod. Of course, both of them are up there. See if you can snipe one of those items before continuing on your continuing on with the rest of your crystals. But no, I mean, I think everything seemed pretty reasonable for my route. I'm pretty happy with it.
And overall, from what we saw, we didn't. I mean, I personally didn't notice anything that kind of jumped out at me, and the fact that you have now finished almost about 9 minutes ago, and we're still waiting for everybody else to finish. You had a good lead on everybody else here, especially the fact that you really didn't dip those pendant dungeons. I don't remember. I assume you went into the front of Thieves Town.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's the only pendant dungeon I was in. I was considering doing the back if there were streams in the back, even though I knew the Trinex was the boss. But once the flipper showed up, I just left.
Well, Thieves Town required one way or the other. Thankfully, Front 4 is not something many people skip.
No, those front items are pretty quick. It's almost an overworld check for most runners. Easy enough with Mirror or even just a Death Warp back to the front. We have the big key for Rai, and we are on our way up.
And Scupula does get crystal number 7 on the way up to GT as well.
The big question for Surge is going to be when we get that. When we get that can of burn. I'm surprised we haven't seen Desert yet, but I think that's what we're going to see right now. Okay, Scupula entering Mire here.
And Rai finding out there's a bunch of little Hinox that's over there that's just switching that thing every few seconds. The Hinox bombs can hit those switches 3 or 4 times per bomb. It's pretty hilarious.
Hilarious as a viewer, not very hilarious as a player. Okay, where is Scoopula going here? Just gonna go straight back because he's already cleared all this.
Yeah, still got one more crystal to clear up here.
But Scoopula went in here without Cane of Samaria earlier, so at this point we're just going straight to the back. Big question here for Surge is what to do without Cane of Samaria, but that means we're going to clear everything like Scoopula did, meaning we're going to get the boots and everything else along the way. Yeah, just a comment in chat. Yeah, no, Scoopula was in here earlier, looking for Samaria, and we just didn't get it. So the boots were picked up then. And there's the boots for Surge. Everybody's got boots on stream now. I just want to say we are now 11 minutes over Furious Magic's finish, and no one else actually has finished.
Yeah, it's a huge lead. Fierce's route just worked out super well. Not going any further into Thieves Town, avoiding Eastern at all costs, not even really ever having the chance to think about TR. Just well routed overall.
It basically was almost, there were no double dips, there were no additional crystal dip or pendant dips other than the front of Thieves Town, which doesn't really count. Just worked out very well. That spike, I think we were talking about it earlier, but man, is that spike on Rai-Rai's side in a really bad place. Oh, Furious Magic! Yeah, you were looking for Spooky.
Yeah, I didn't realize I forgot I'd never hit the switch in the first place, so you don't need to hit the first switch, which is what I did, and then that completely threw off the anti-fairy, so, whoops.
Oh, so you know what? I remember you. I thought I saw you do something weird in the dark rooms, but because I was watching 4 screens, I didn't pick up exactly what happened. That now makes sense. I thought I saw you go back to a room you'd been in or something, and I was very confused.
Yes, it was the I hit the switch and now the picture in the wrong state. I need to go back now.
That's what. Okay, so because like I thought I saw you go back into a room you'd already been in, and I'm going. I must have misseen something. I must have looked at a different screen. But I saw it right. I didn't believe my own eyes.
Yeah, it happens. It would have been nice to get a speaker off in this Enemizer, in dark and whatnot, but whoops.
I mean, Spooky and Enemizer is very kind of questionable about getting it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the enemy has to be in first place anyway, but yeah.
This year had weird ones. It had 2 anti-fairies in that middle room in the basement of Meyer. All 4 chickens in Chicken Hut were chickens. I don't know how the game managed that.
A vanilla chicken pot? Hello? What was that?
But nobody picked up the pot to find out what was under the pot, though. Was it another chicken? We'll never know.
My problem is that now the 2 Enemizers in a row that I've commentated have had vanilla chicken huts, and I refuse to now watch any more Enemizers because that's not fair to the runners.
Oh, it's always a great time when there are 4 red guards and they're just chasing you down.
That, maybe 2 Lionels and 2 red guards, you know, something ridiculous. When you walk in there with 3 hearts green mail.
This seed really did not throw anything super challenging at everybody. Like, the boss was a cold stare at Skullwoods. Even if you have Fighter Sword, you're knocking them into the spikes. It's not like it has you fight a low percent Vitreous at the top of Hera. The dark rooms were super friendly. There really wasn't a lot that the seed threw at you.
Yeah, you know, I feel like the Enemizer was actually relatively nice with the enemy placements. as you mentioned, there was nothing really that was rough in terms of you walk into a room and you don't know how to solve it in this particular seed.
We got Rai second on Restream to go ahead and start fighting the pig.
You know what? I gotta say, no one else has finished yet. This could be our second place finisher.
And Scupula did elect to go ahead and go right in GT. Hey, Silvers.
Oh, look, Silvers, yeah. Hey, we figured out where Silvers were. They were on right side. We finally found Silvers.
I missed the key layout. Was there a key on the right side as well?
I think there must have been. Scupula's got one key right now.
Well, you know.
But he's about to be well rewarded getting the big key here.
Yeah, right, gonna finish up the boss right here. One more spin. Nope, 2 more spins. I looked away for too long. I made an assumption, I apologize. Okay, a lot more. I thought we were close to done there, but apparently we weren't.
Almost there, Rai. You got this.
Meanwhile, Scupula threw the first initially bow-locked room, second not really bow-locked room. Oh, one of the enemies berries right in front. Oh, gets it anyway.
Surge, no! But Rai, yay!
Oh, who died in the attic? Somebody died in the attic. Oh, Scupula.
Alright, so Rai does finish second on Restream with a time 1:36.46, second overall. Almost a full 17 plus minutes after Furious Magic. Just goes to show you that route. Wow.
Yeah, that route was well done and very few mistakes in terms of execution there on Furious Magic side. Very well played. But well done, Rai. Also, just, you know, there were 9 runners, and this is a nice second place finish.
Absolutely.
Very well done. Not to take anything away there from Rai. Very well played, very well done.
Exactly.
And apparently, according to the game, Rai has ended the dominance of Dr. Wily? It's Wily, right?
I think they spelled it Willy just because of the bad translation sometimes. But it's supposed to be Wiley, but I think some sort of game said Willy, and that kind of threw things off. I think. I could be wrong.
Either way.
GG's either way. Looks like we'll be getting Rai up here in chat pretty quick. Alright, with that, we do welcome Rai into the booth. GG's to you.
GG.
So how about that Smaria?
Yeah, that was a rough one. I when I was inside Eastern, I was started thinking I should have checked the rest of the world first, and yeah, that's just how it is.
Oh, sorry. I think Surge is our first runner actually fighting Trinex.
That is true. So Rai, give us some of your thoughts on the seed, as far as like Enemizer goes, if you're familiar with the mode, things like that.
I have some familiarity, but I still got to see a lot of things that I am not that experienced with. Mostly the hammerless Helmasaur. I have not really done that before, so I know you can use bombs, but didn't go so well in the beginning. But other than that, I was actually really happy with this seed. I felt like a lot of things went really smooth in the beginning. We went up to Hera, got the pearl early from Shroom there. We used the pearl to fake Flipper in and we got gold mitts, and then I found out apparently Hammer was just waiting in escape. But yeah, no, everything kind of fell in place except for that Helmasaur. A lot of the plays I tried to go for with the older dungeons went pretty well otherwise. So yeah, big GG by Rita Furious, who won by quite a lot, so to say. But I was really happy seeing that second place in Enemizer. That made me really happy.
Good. I think the big thing there, if I remember correctly, Furious picked up that hammer early compared to everybody else. I'm thinking of the right runner, correct?
Yeah, Furious picked it up first. I think Scupula not far behind, really. And then Surge and Rai were sequence breaking like nothing else mattered, and got to Dark World without it, and eventually kind of made their way to Pyramid and mirrored.
Oh, you know, it didn't even clock up to me that you could sequence break the mitts and just completely missed the logical hammer.
Oh yeah, no, Furious, you picked it up quite a bit before the runners on the bottom side of our screen. You picked it. We were talking about it for a while, wondering when people would go back for it once they found the fake Flipper mitts.
Yeah, at that point, since I had mirror and everything.
Oh, Scupula hammers himself off the platform, gets knocked down off Moldorm 2. Sorry, continue. We do have two runners continuing on here, so just quick little comments about what's going on.
Yeah, it's all good. No, at that point, I was like, you know, obviously I have Dark World access. So I was thinking I probably just missed Flippers. Then I found it in, I think it was Thieves Town. And at that point I was like, alright, I probably missed quite a lot suddenly. And but since I got Flippers, I had mirror. My idea then was just to, you know, do a Dark World sweep into Pyramid, into Escape, and everything pretty much solved itself anyway.
Scupula going to be one not to check the Moldorm 2 chest, most likely because he actually already has silvers that nobody else had. We did find out silvers are on right side GT.
Did no one find half magic?
No.
It's a mystery, probably in GT or TR.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, TR. I guess.
I believe
sorry.
Pedestal was Burna based on what we saw in the credits, so everything else is in better. Is in GT or TR.
I'm gonna guess everyone go modded on Kane.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Nobody had a reason not to, I guess. Everybody was lucky enough to get those boots before finding the big key, or in Scupula's case, going into Meyer first. But yeah, that Kane was go mode.
Surge did the same thing, actually. Surge has already been in Meyer as well. Both our right side runners from the restream have gone into went into Meyer without the Kane looking for it. So both runners still running.
I did not even notice that. My gosh.
Yeah, it's a little bit because like if you take a look, Surge is just entering now and has boots, but they both did it looking for it because that was just a bit of an awkward place, and it was one of those off locations. The thing is, Surge actually went into Meyer before completing Desert, trying to find it, and got nothing out of it.
And now we have Samus fighting the pig.
Yep. Four and a half hearts, but should be okay in phase 3.
Missed that torch glitch, but does have silver, so inconsequential.
Yeah. In the end, you can actually miss that on purpose if you have the right setup, and it's actually faster than getting it if you have silvers.
All right, everybody, you know the drill. Get your GGs in chat for Scupula. Except nobody. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, coming third on our restream with 144.43. Coming fourth overall, third place was Arya Stark 2942. But after Scupula, there is a 30-second gap. And fifth place has already been determined as well by TJ Joel with 145.17.
Look at those credits roll by, my gosh.
Oh, we have blind fight in Meyer again. This is such a pleasant fight, isn't it? How did everybody feel about this fight for our runners in voice chat here?
I kind of forgot we had cape in the beginning, so I was just tossing chain blocks.
Using the potion, I had a sword beam for the fight, so that's pretty nice.
Not the best place that you want to really see blind, though, right, Meyer?
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. The goop is very annoying if you don't have like some invincibility item.
Okay, and we also have.
We are joined by.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead, my friend.
We are joined by Scupula. GG.
GG. How's that?
GG, man.
GG's. Who's here? Oh, Fierce.
Thoughts on the seat?
Well, yeah. I mean, I could have done something similar to what Fierce did, but didn't think of the things I needed to think of when I needed to think of them, like Cold Stare and Skull Woods. I'm like, oh yeah, I have a fire rod. Oh yeah, I have a blue bottle. Just caught me off guard, I guess. I mean, a lot of times I forget about the bosses when I play this going in, but I didn't. I just didn't put all the info together quite on time.
You two were pretty lockstep for quite a while, you and Furious, dungeon for dungeon. And then, yeah, once that Skull Woods ended, that was kind of when things started diverging a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was, after that I went into Thieves, because it's Pendant Thieves. Saw the Trinex, thought I'd do at least a little of it, and ate a pokey at the attic, so I mean, oops. I should have thrown a cape on and I knew it. I'm like, I'll be fine. Just quit saying that.
Well, ended up being a blessing. We did see Surge go through Thieves Town. Nothing of note, really, for the rest of us, so you leaving was a good call.
Well, thanks, Pokey, I guess. But
Saved you a little bit of the time going through there. We did have a quick conversation with Furious. I know, Scupula, you also did Left Side Swamp. I don't know if Rai did as well. But how did it feel going through Left Side Swamp?
Just peachy keen as soon as, left side ended up being the delayed map compass, even though compass has use. Still sucks. I don't know. I how much did I need at that point? Was it just a cane? Probably.
I'm not sure. Furious Magic did the same thing. Rai, did you do Left Side Swamp? I didn't quite catch it.
I skipped it because I've been burned before by doing early left side in Enemizer, so I thought, if I'm gonna do it, I'll dive in afterwards.
Okay, well then you're one of the few that avoided it on stream.
Phew.
It was literally map compass biggie.
Oh yeah, I noticed that when I got it was book on Swamp Boss, I think, right?
Yeah.
That one is like,
that sounds right.
Yeah, that one I was like, alright, that's lucky. Because I know that the chances are small, but if you get like a roller or something on left side swamp and you have to do dive down, it's just like, that ain't fun.
There seems to be an excessive... the odds seem to exceed what I feel should be for items on bosses that are required, and as we found out, that book was. I did not expect that. Swamp specifically always seems like, dead dungeon boss has the stuff. I mean, I was ready to go to TR, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a cane I'm looking for. Apparently, after enough shuffling of things in a seed, I'm thinking, well, maybe I don't need a cane. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
And you never ended up finding Gravity Suit either.
No, I didn't. And probably if I'd seen it, I probably still wouldn't have picked it up. Red mail.
Here. Oh my god, so many bombs on Surge's side. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, Scoopula.
Oh, no, just, for the sprite, it would have been red mail. Not that I cared that much, but I figured, well, it's the first thing I can think of for 12 characters.
Okay, we do have our last runner, though. Climbing Ganon's tower should be finishing shortly.
I've been on this same channel like for the last 3 days, playing Super Metroid, so I'm like, I might as well keep it going. Although I think I probably kept it going a little too well. Game doesn't work the same way, it turns out. But
They're practically the same, right? I mean, there's SMZ3.
maybe jack of all trades or something like that. I don't know. But, I was kind of hanging around waiting for somebody to pop in. I have no problem getting on stream, but I was definitely waiting for somebody else to pop in because I knew it was going to be a little rough. Enemizer is usually my friend.
We were kind of chatting about that a little bit. As far as Enemizer seeds go, this was pretty friendly. Not really terrible dark rooms. Boss placement was optimal. I really can't... I mean, even Chicken-Nut, as was pointed out from Zethno, is just vanilla. It's the...
No, really, and none of the bridges, except the one bridge in GT, had any unfortunate spike traps. There was the one on the climb with that lovely spike. How did everybody feel about that one?
Cape Dash. Got to be a superhero today. Anyway, yeah, then I thought about that at the pod bridge. I'm like, well, this is pretty good. There's not a 2x2 spike ball, like always. The chicken house, I don't know. The last bunch have been chickens. I think they might have done something with that. You'd have to ask those involved, because it's like, it's a heck of a shock for early game. I don't know. Could be just coincidence. I don't do this a terrific amount of time, but yeah. Sorry, guys.
I've seen a lot of chickens there myself recently, so, that just could be complete coincidence. Randomizer being random.
Yeah, and there had to be a lot of exclusions done for this, that, or the other reason. I mean, that one wouldn't have been a technical reason, but like the Gibos, whatever, in Palace of Darkness, we found out kind of replaced the monkey. So I had to get rid of those. But
That's great. Oh, here it is, Serge, looking at the spike.
Oh, yeah,
Speaking of the one bad spike on the bridge, grabs the cape.
that's I enjoy that. Yeah, I had to sit there and think, okay, well, make sure I got enough magic to get out there and do the thing, and so try to walk back. Sometimes unless you're used to doing it, you don't think about just falling off. But...
Yeah, I think I took a hit from it and fell off. Just tried to conserve all the magic I had at the time.
Yeah, I think I deboosted today as well, and that was a mistake because I just lost more health that I really couldn't afford.
I was waiting for the Wallmaster and Post Mulburn too, honestly.
That as well. I had my cape ready to go in case that thing popped down.
I just pre-caped and dashed. I was like, no, I'll lose it. Better safe than sorry at that point. There wasn't that many wall masters either. There was one in one of the rooms in Early Swamp. So when you had to swim.
Yeah, that I remember. I remember that one. That was one, non-vanilla replacement of one. A lot of the vanilla ones are in there, but I don't know if I ever got grabbed in the water before. I don't know what that does.
It pushes you down and drowns you.
Highly and swirly.
One more fight here with Helmosaur.
Yeah, this is less fun than it looks.
Hey, at least it wasn't in the actual mini mold of the first Moldor Marina.
Yeah.
That one's way worse.
Props Sturge for getting the hammer hits in, because I didn't even want to.
That was clean.
Sturge checking that last chest, hoping to find the silvers. Looks like only one restreamed runner will find those silvers.
That's kind of interesting. Nobody went
Everybody else went left.
Surge actually went right first, I think, in they mirrored after getting Smoky in Hope Room.
Huh.
Okay. Well, unfortunately. Yeah, with a key, anytime I see a key, I go right, at least to start. Then I picked up the silvers, like, well, what if I go full right? But no, Furious was done half an hour ago. I guess it's not full right.
Yeah, it was not full right. But we never did find out what that boss was. Nobody went to the boss on ice. It was the only boss we don't know what it was.
I was waiting for another Trinex too, since I didn't have that road for a while. It's probably what it was down there. Because isn't it always?
It could have been a lot of things. We know it could not be Cold Stare or Helmosaur. It could have been anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've seen all the other bosses.
Except Landmo.
Well, we know... Well, no, because... Oh, actually, I guess Landmo could have been in the basement. Couldn't it have?
Iceworm.
Yeah, never mind.
And yeah, okay. I did, okay, at least somebody else did Eastern too, as I was... I don't know. I always make at least one bet per seed is something going to be in a goofball spot, and usually that doesn't work out, but I do it.
I mean, everyone did Eastern.
Oh, really?
It's actually just Furious that didn't. Which probably is one of the things that led to the time advantage. Just skipping the entire dungeon, that saves quite a bit of time.
Did those who did it have a bow when they did it?
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
Because I know about, the logic still applies, but you don't need it, but I kind of wanted to try to halfway stick within it, so, but yeah.
Yeah, after I found gloves early on by Fake Flipper, for me, like, every logic was out the door. I was just like, I'll do everything now. It's gone.
So I think that was probably my biggest problem, wasn't it? Those gloves were late. It was major late.
Did you get Mitz or Hammer first?
I'm sure Hammer had to have been, because it was like Mitz and then Kane, I think.
Oh.
I did it all with Catfish after a bunch of dungeons were done. As soon as I saw him, like, yep, that was probably a while ago. And at that point, that's when you hope that people get it earlier, get a bunch of missed checks in as well.
See, the thing that's interesting from the other two runners that we have here in chat, Furious Magic picked up the Hammer really early, and then waited a while on the mitts, and Rai actually had the opposite, picked up the mitts very early, and then waited a while on the Hammer.
Well, now that I remember where the Hammer was, and I see why you're asking, yeah, I took some swings at that one, because I didn't really want to go down there, and I kind of did. And, okay, cool, Hammer.
Yeah, Hammer was in a really unfortunate location that you kind of had to go out of your way for and had to think about going there.
All right, we have a last runner finishing up. Surge does take down the big pig. Get your GGs in chat, everybody.
The Surge finishing up here does come fourth on the restream, but 6th out of 9 overall with a time of 1:59.31. GG's.
GGs.
GG.
It looks like we'll be getting Surge into the booth here pretty quickly. All right, and with that, we do welcome Surge into the booth. G's to you.
GG Surge.
GG Surge.
Hello.
Hi,
Welcome.
GGs.
Yeah. That, yeah. So, not say on stream.
There was a seed in this game.
I mean, if I had not last location that came and I got it, you know, when I went back for Hookshot Cave, I wouldn't have spent 20 minutes looking for it. Go ram it.
I like you had a little bit of a pause there. It really looked like you enjoyed the placement of that spike in the torch room of GT.
Yeah, I think everyone enjoyed that spike.
It was about the one enemy placement that actually seemed like this Enemizer put something in your way in a really unfortunate place.
Yeah, I mean, the seed could have been so much more horrible. Enemies that could have been placed. So. How did everyone else do?
Well, I took a couple of boss deaths that I probably shouldn't. And the cane was just a little late. Hammer early, cane late, boss deaths. There you go.
Early mids, late hammer. Tried to farm HP in back of Skullwoods, ended up dying instead. But,
You know, it's not really. It's only seen that really. I guess like the latest bits, but everything kind of just fell in my past, so I can't really complain here.
Yeah. No, but as I said as well earlier, overall, I'm very happy with how the seed went. It was really nice, though, as mentioned as well. Had some, I guess, spooks, so to say, but no, you know, I'm very happy with the early quick start. Mitts and flute and like just full access to everything within like, you know, 50 minutes. It was great.
Well, we were kind of chatting about it a bit, but what are your thoughts on the friendliness of the seed overall in terms of enemy placement, bosses, given the gear you were given? Was there any big challenge that was troubling you there?
Nothing in particular. I mean, the seed was a seed, you know. I took a few deaths. I took one to Helmsor, Desert Palace the first time I went in. I was down to that last heart, and I'm like, okay. And I forgot you have to spin with the fighter sword in Helma. You can't slash. I forgot that. But other than that, I think it was very nice boss placement. For the most part, you weren't really locked out of anything. If I remember correctly, you really weren't. And the ice rod was along the way, so what could I get? Where was the second Trimax? Oh, you didn't even need ice rod. You didn't actually do Feast out. So yeah, I think overall just a matter of finding the items. I know I took some unfortunate deaths to the Eastern Palace, to that skeleton head. I did not know was there in the dark. I don't remember any other deaths, but yeah, I think overall it was just, things were where they were supposed to be, and if you went to the places you were supposed to, you did it quickly.
Well, I'll go ahead and agree with you on the ice rod anyway, because I've seen these things happen where, hey, try an X basement, big key behind it in GT.
Oh, that
can
would have
happen.
been terrible.
Yeah, so that's nice to have, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if that had been there, I think I would have needed more than 2 potions. Even on 12 hearts, I don't know if I can do Ice Trinex now less than 3 potions.
The one thing we were discussing for a little bit there was that two of you went into Mire in effectively go mode, other than the boots potentially, which weren't required, and 2 of you went into Mire without the Canis Mario. But based on where that big key and those boots were, we were actually talking a little bit about the potential that somebody could completely skip boots in that dungeon, but nobody did.
Where were the boots again?
Boots were in the spike chest, and the big key was on the bridge chest. And
So-
2 of our runners, 2 of you, I believe Furious Magic and Rai Rai, went into Mire in effectively go mode. So as we were watching the runners, we were waiting for somebody to just completely skip the boots, but nobody had that opportunity.
So I wasn't in go mode when I went into Mire, double dip Mire. And in that case, because I was still looking for an item, I always do the bridge chest first. Because it doesn't actually matter at that point. But if I was in go mode, I actually would have done spike chest first, so I would have gotten boots no matter what.
Yeah, that was pretty much my reason. I started with spike chest, because if it's big key, then I just go to the boss. And I can hookshot on bridge in case there's like half magic or boots. Then I found boots. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go to bridge then. And there was big key. It was like, alright, nice.
Oh,
It's
if we
just,
hadn't found
dash out.
boots, I think GT would have just been so terrible. It really would have got the boots.
Well, I know I went into Mire with, just a cane. That's that quasi, or just a cane missing. It's that quasi go mode. And, if you look, I did not appreciate that big key where it was at the time. I was like, well, can we have that last? So, no. Did the whole thing. Got cutscene, got a bottle out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you were actually the only person to get more than 1 bottle.
Huh. Yeah. Well, pretty sure I used that green stuff at some point for something. So.
I had 2 bottles as well. I got the green goo.
I did.
Oh, okay. Then, sorry, it's not up on our tracker. It probably just didn't show up. It makes sense, because you went in without Canis Mario, so you would have full cleared Mire.
I think in the end, I never used the green goo, because when I got to Ganon, I only popped the purple, blue goo, I mean, so I was just stuck with the green goo. I if I'd run out for some reason of magic, I had it right back.
Yeah, I was worrying a bit because I saw on the tracker only 1 bottle. You used the blue goo for HP, and just at the end of the fight, you had like no magic left. I'm like, oh god, no. Don't run out now. But it worked out.
But I gotta run. GG's to all, and thank you to the comms and the back-end people, the tracker. Thank you for having me on the stream.
GG too, same thing. See you later. Thank you, Seth and Lana. Thank you. I'm gonna get the names. Jeff and Lady Laura Linda, yes, thank you for the tracking as well.
Yeah, GG to everyone who ran, and to you, Lana, and Setman for commentating. And and the trackers and the restreamers. Great race.
And of course, same on my end. Thank you all for tracking, commenting on the restream, and GG's to everyone.
GG's to everybody. Great job. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yep. quick thing. Thank you, Kif and Lady Laura Linda, for tracking for us. Again, thank you, Lana Bean, for commentating with me. It was great.
Likewise, had a great time. Always a fun time. All the links to follow everybody are in chat, everybody. Otherwise, I think that'll about do it from us, huh?
Yeah, just don't forget to follow this channel, Speed Gaming 2, and then Speed Gaming Main, and then 3 through 6.
Sounds right.
Right now. Our next ALTTPR weekly race is actually on Sunday at 5:30 Eastern, which will be the open weekly, and then we'll have 5 more daily races all of next week. In the event that you're interested in any other speed racing action, there is still a stream on Speed Gaming on the main channel, which will be Super Mario Bros. 3 Any% Warpless race.
And I think as well we have a tournament for Z1R coming up on Speed Gaming as well afterward.
Yep, so a little bit of more rando in about an hour and a half, but plenty to watch in the meantime, if you're interested. Otherwise, I hope you had a good time with us, and have a good evening.
Take care, everybody. Have a good night.